Navigating the climate crisis against deniers. People everywhere in the world are now calling it the crisis of our time. World leaders are meeting now and then to talk about climate change and how they can slow it down. Let's see what exactly climate change is as we take our journey to explore the causes, consequences, and most important, the solution to one of the greatest challenges in human life as we raise our voices to advocate for the climate crisis. Over the past few decades, our climate has drastically been projected to rapid changes, including droughts, storms, heat waves, and the rise in the level of seawater. As the climate worsens, dangerous weather events become more frequent and severe. We know that the Earth's climate system entirely depends on the sun for its energy, that the ultraviolet radiation from the sun does not directly affect the climate in the same way visible light and infrared radiations do. Ultraviolet radiations indirectly affect the climate by depletion of the stratospheric ozone layer, allowing more of this radiation to reach the Earth's surface and causing DNA damage in plants and animals. Today, human activities are the primary drivers of what we can observe worldwide. According to the research finding by the World Bank Climate Change Knowledge Portal, human activities lead to a change in the atmospheric composition, either direct through emission of gases or indirect through atmospheric chemistry. They are responsible for about 70% of greenhouse gas emission as the global climate rapid changes compared to the pace of natural variation in climate throughout the Earth's history. Industrial activities and the burning of fossil fuels for energy have increased the atmospheric greenhouse gas. At the same time, development and growth in population contribute to the widespread destruction of forests, from which trees can absorb and store carbon dioxide. With transportation, the burning of petroleum-based fuel in vehicle engines release massive amounts of harmful gases. As stated in the article, What are the Causes of Climate Change?, published in March 26, 2024, passenger cars account for 41% of those emissions, with the typical passenger vehicle emitting about 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. All these activities highly contribute to a great increase in the amount of greenhouse gases as compared to that which is naturally present in the atmosphere. Although everyone is facing the challenges of climate change, most of those living in the world's poorest countries are major climate vulnerable despite having contributed least to the problem. Currently, the amount of greenhouse gases present in the atmosphere is higher than before, which has led to an increase in the Earth's average temperature. The magnitude of climate change as for the next generation will depend primarily on the amount of greenhouse gases emitted globally. As found by the World Bank Climate Change Portal, the World Health Organization (WHO) has declared the global temperature rise and excessive act of burning fossil fuels to be one of the greatest threats to global health. Therefore, the increase in the global average surface temperature not only affects the climate system but also risks human health. The consequences of climate change are striking. Symbolic icons of the planet's stability are alarming. These changes threaten to reshape our planet, causing the rise in the sea level that endanger particularly coastal regions. Taking reference of the Arctic and Antarctica, the melting ice caps after the ecosystem affects the ecosystem and amplifies the intensity of weather events. It is obvious that when it comes to sea ice, about 95% of the oldest and thickest ice in the Arctic is already gone. To combat the climate crisis, We must be aware and act of the transition to renewable energy sources. By harnessing the power from wind energy, hydroelectric power, solar energy, and biogas, we can break free from fossil fuels and pave the way for a sustainable future. For instance, Bill Gates 2008, as cited by Abasi 2011, proclaimed that renewable energy sources appear to be the most efficient and effective solution for clean and sustainable energy development. Let the numbers speak. Climate change is not a distant threat. It's happening now, impacting lives, economies, and ecosystems across the globe. Examining the data, it's very clear that record-breaking temperatures and increasingly frequent disasters are inescapable signs of climate change. However, being armed with the knowledge of realities on the causes and consequences of climate change, together we have great power to take informed action in mitigating its impact and make brighter and more resilient future for ourselves and generations to come. The clock is ticking, urging us to effectively make decisions and act upon these severe threats to our climate.